Muy bien, buenos días, grandes maestros del futuro. Estamos en una transmisión más de Karate Do MX en casa. El día de hoy, como les había dicho, en esta transmisión número 107, el día de hoy tenemos un invitado muy especial que yo creo que muchos no se lo esperan. Yo creo que algunos tal vez se lo imaginaron, pero aquí tenemos por primera vez en una entrevista en México al mismísimo Karate Nerd Jesse Enkamp. So,
Hola.
Hola,
Thank you
¿cómo
for having
estás?
me. Muchas gracias.
So for those that doesn't know you, so who are you?
I am a karate nerd, like my t-shirt says, which means that every day from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed, all I do is karate. I learn, I study, I practice, I teach, I write books, I do videos and seminars, and basically it's been my way of life ever since I can remember, my whole life.
So your life, when you wake up, it's just like this?
Yeah.
Come on, this is...
That is 100% factual.
So every day, come on, that's amazing. I know that.
Yep. Then I pick my favorite belt. Sometimes it's pink, some days it's blue or red. That day it was black.
No.
And you always gotta open your cupboards and kitchen, drawers and stuff with your feet.
Okay. I love this. Okay, so we're going to stop this. You can see it in his YouTube channel. So that's a wonderful bit. So I got something for the viewers. This is where I met Jesse Enkamp first time, but when the true story is, I saw when I started to read your blogs, and that was something that blew my mind, that made me see karate from another point of view that I haven't thought about it, because in Spanish, it's very little information about karate, and the information that is available, it's from 20 or 30 years ago. So it was something that changed my mind, and I wanted to train with you. And when I saw that you were doing this seminar, this KNX at Boston, I think I thought I have to go, and it was it was, like the name says, a wonderful experience, and something that changed my karate and my mind forever. So I had to thank you.
Thank you so much for saying that. It's amazing.
And see my t-shirt. So
yeah, I can see that. Yep,
okay.
That's my dojo.
Yeah,
beautiful.
So Luis David Munoz went to your dojo, and he gave me this.
Okay, nice.
We have to start with this interview because your time is very precious. So what is the best coffee in the world?
I think it's actually from Africa, not from Mexico. I'm sorry.
Oh, come on. No problem. Okay, so we have to go to Africa. Amazing.
Yes, Ethiopia or Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a very good information. So now, best carrot cake in the world.
My mom makes the best carrot cake in the world.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, only available right here where I live, and it's a secret recipe.
Oh, come on. No, that's not fair. She had to share it with the world. So
I tried to copy it once, but then she tried to kill me, so I stopped trying to steal it.
Talking about your mom, come on, she is like a tiger. She moves like she's amazing. So when you see her, please give her my hugs. And
I will, of course.
Thank you. Now we're going to start now with karate. Well, okay, not so karate, but what is the best and the worst from Okinawa?
How do you mean the best and the worst?
In your experience living in Okinawa.
Okay. Interesting. Oh, the best, of course, has to be that you're at the birthplace of karate. I mean, that's just amazing because it's not just the practice, but it's also the culture and the history, the language, the philosophy, all of these other things that are difficult to understand unless you travel there. So that's the best thing. And the worst thing is probably the weather in the summer because it's so hot. You're just sweating. It's impossible to practice without AC or something. I love the sun, but it's just too much, too humid.
So that's why in the past they were like shirtless always.
Yes. No? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just their underwear.
And what is the weirdest thing in Okinawa? I saw a blog, I read a blog that you said that some teacher, some sensei, Okinawa sensei, were driving and they were like talking to his car. So what is some of the weird things that happened at Okinawa?
Oh my God, so many weird things. It's just the culture compared to a Western culture, it's backwards in many ways. I mean, just a quick example. When I count to 10, I go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But they do it the opposite way. 1. This means 4 to me, but it means 1 to a Japanese person. 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, so it's just a silly example that many things are the reverse. So it's a cultural shock when you go there for the first time.
How many times did you live in Okinawa?
Oh, now been maybe over a dozen times. I stopped counting because it was too many times.
And when you lived there, how much time did you spend in?
The longest I spent was just half a year. Yeah, that's when I studied at university.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, are you going to go to China again to make research, or what is going to be your next big research trip?
I would love to go back there because there are so many more things to learn. But with the current world situation, I don't feel like it's a smart idea to go back. Unfortunately, I've been invited back already, and they said they want to share many more things with me. So I would love to go back when maybe the situation is better for travel and stuff. But otherwise, I would love to go also to other Southeast Asian countries, like the Philippines, for instance. There are many other places, and Taiwan, where you can find influences when it comes to the history of karate. So, I mean, I have my whole life in front of me. Hopefully, I can be able to go to many more countries. But I will definitely try to go back to China at some point.
Amazing, yeah. By the way, those episodes of Karate Nerd in China were amazing. So
thank you.
Yeah, you have to see them if you haven't done right now. What are going to? Okay, come on. Oh yeah. Do you have a process to think outside the box, or it's just something natural in your personality?
Both. I think it is natural from the beginning, but then the more you do it, the more you practice, the better you get at it, until ultimately you start questioning everything in your daily life. Like just looking at the way things are. For instance, earlier today, I was thinking, why is salt and pepper the standard, spices? In every restaurant around the world, there's always salt and pepper on the table. I understand salt because everybody wants salt. But how did black pepper become the standard choice of spice next to salt in the whole Western civilization? I don't know. But today I had this thought, I always have these kinds of weird thoughts of observing things in my daily life and then questioning them and then trying to understand why things are the way they are. So I just apply that mindset to my karate practice. And then I share my observations and discoveries with others through videos and blogs and books and seminars.
Okay. Do you have friends outside karate circle, and why? What they think about your crazy mind stuff that is happening all the time?
No, that's why I don't have any friends. No, but really though, I try to separate my karate persona from my regular person version of myself, because I noticed that many people have a hard time understanding this lifestyle. So I try to separate them. For instance, I am sitting in my home right now, and there are no karate things on the walls. I don't have my trophies or black belts or anything, just in that funny video I did before. But if you came into my house, you wouldn't know that there's a karate nerd living here, because I try to separate those spaces. Otherwise, I think I would go insane too.
Also, you are not insane. Come on. Now, hard question, but I have to do it.
Yeah.
What are you going to do in the future? A new style like Enkamp or Carrot Cake Feast, a unified karate, a new system, or a brand new art? What is in? I know it's a very hard question, but what do you think about it?
Yeah. Interesting. I have many things that I want to do. One in particular is to use the karate structure and philosophy and mindset and apply that to my brother's MMA, and to help him systematize and use some of these traditional teaching methods as a framework of delivering MMA to a modern audience with the traditional values. So combining, in some ways, karate as a framework for delivering MMA to people, because I think we can take the best from both worlds. We can take the modern fighting techniques with the gear and all of those training methods, but we can also use some of valuable stuff from traditional karate, for instance. And I think that could be a good idea, and it also allows me to work with my brother more, which is always fun.
I saw something very interesting in the KNXs I went. In the first one was the first seminar of Oliver as a teacher in the KNX, and it was very fun. But I saw a huge evolution in Okinawa. The thing that he teach was something that reminds me a lot the Rensoku Geikos of Patrick McCarthy, Koru Chinadi. It was like those drills, but in MMA and clinching, and it was like a flow drill.
Yeah.
It was very different, and it was very fun, and it was very easy to follow along. So I saw that stuff that you are working at, and I think that it's very cool, and it's very valuable to both worlds.
Yes, I think so. Exactly. Especially if you use the idea of kata, of a ritualized set of practical techniques that you want to, transmit to people. Because kata is a great vehicle. It's a great way of organizing a group of teachings and then delivering that to somebody else, like a package of, ideas and concepts and physical movements. So I think that's one of the most valuable things, because many modern martial artists don't understand the value of kata because it's so connected to ineffective tradition in their eyes. So I want to make them see the value using their own techniques in the form of kata, perhaps. It's just an idea.
Okay, yeah. It sounds very cool. And I think that we as teachers, I don't know if we, but karate teachers have some fault to make karate look sloppy and like ineffective. And I think we have to make karate great again. I know it sounds like very strong, but you know what I mean. So there is some Greetings from here, Jorge Ayala, profesor. Ajá.
Okay, hello.
Del profesor, maestro Hiramatsu, Hanshi, buenos días. Mi mamá, my mother.
Oh, hola. Hello.
Incredible, okay. José Manuel Hinojosa.
Hey, hola, Jose. Nice talking to you again.
Nice to see you, Jesse-san. Okay.
Likewise, likewise.
That's nice, good, that's right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, sure. And the reverse, hopefully.
Amazing, yeah. No les entiendo nada. Okay, she's a mother of one of my students. She says that she don't understand anything, but okay, she's here. So, Francisco J. Garcia, awesome. What the fuck,
Hola.
Paco? He's a huge fan, so come on, make some questions. Don't be shy. So, talking about Oliver and this stuff, I've seen your latest video where you push your brother Oliver out of his comfort zone, making him jump off a plane.
Skydiving, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to show a little bit of this
It was
video.
actually his idea, but he didn't know it was going to happen. He said many years ago that one day he wants to try it. So it was a secret surprise too. Yeah, that's the video.
Here is Oliver, and he's just about to jump. Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, but the question is, how can you push yourself out of comfort zone? So you make it with your brother, but how Jesse Enkamp pushed him out of his comfort zone?
Yeah, exactly. And that's also something you have to practice and develop. It doesn't happen automatically because as human beings, we love the comfort zone. It's a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. And that's the problem. So in my case, for instance, I started competing in kata, even though I was really bad at kata, but I wanted to become good at it. And so I knew that I had to push myself, otherwise I would always be bad at kata. Originally, what I liked the most was fighting. I was never afraid of fighting anybody. I thought it was fun. I enjoyed the challenge. But kata, I thought that was really scary and difficult because it's just you by yourself and everybody are watching. So that's just one example. And then I just continued doing that. And I even did a triathlon, for instance, without practicing anything, just as a challenge. Or I went to Hawaii and learned surfing without taking a single lesson. It was really difficult as well. Also, it's like a habit. You want to try to take small challenges daily. Just asking a person, what time is it? If you're afraid to talk to people, that's a great challenge. Or next time you go and buy a cup of coffee, ask if they can give you 10% discount. I think that's really scary because I don't like to beg for money or anything. So just these, even in social situations, doesn't have to be martial arts. Just finding ways of challenging your own worldview and your own limiting beliefs, it's something that will help you grow. And in the video you showed, my brother, who's been fighting at the, one of the highest levels in MMA, his next step is to now try something that is more scary for him. And that's not punches and kicks. That's jumping from an airplane.
Okay. I got a very strange question, but if you die tomorrow, how can you, what do you want to be remembered of Jesse Enkamp?
That I did what I loved unconditionally, meaning I lived my life on my terms, because ultimately it will be my name on that tombstone at the graveyard. So I did what I had to do to live a fulfilled life for me, because we're all different, right? What works for you doesn't always work for me. and we got to find our own paths in life. And I've been very lucky to find my path early. And then I decided that I'm going to continue on this path. Even though there are other things that seem exciting or fun, I sacrifice those to create the way of life that I now currently am able to enjoy.
Okay. Now, if you could meet and train with one of the ancient karate or 2D masters, who would it be, that master, and what would you ask to him?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I would choose Itosu Anko, who was known for modernizing many of the techniques and the kata that we practice today. So karate could be introduced to the school system, right? And I would love to know his way of thinking. How did he choose what to discard and what to keep? How did he design the pinan or the heian kata? You know, in his mind, what was his thought process? What's the strategy or idea behind his approach to modernizing karate? Why did he do what he did, which ultimately ended up with the modernization of karate? And you know the story. So that's somebody I would love to practice with, just to kind of figure out what went through his mind when he modernized this art.
Yeah, those 5 katas change everything. Come on, that's very amazing that one person can make that an art that it's from a tiny island.
Yes,
going all over the world. So.
Yeah, and his students became the most famous masters, like Funakoshi Gichin and Mabuni Kenwa, and you know they went on to have their own students, and everything just grew from there.
Yeah, it's amazing. So now we have some questions of our viewers. So
okay.
Jose Manuel Hinojosa is going to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, when are you coming to Mexico?
When the world is back to normal and it's safe to travel. I'm not booking any flights right now. Trust me. But okay. I would love to go there. In fact, I'm eating tacos tonight over here. But I think the tacos in Mexico are much better.
I have to say something about KNX 17. Those tacos weren't tacos. But okay. That's another thing. So, Francisco J. Garcia, what is the best part of having access to all the things that you have done?
I'm not sure I understand the question, really. The best part of having access to all the things that I've done, I guess, you know, accomplishments in general breeds some kind of confidence. Because every time you achieve something, you demonstrate to yourself that I was actually able to reach a goal that I had set for myself. So that boosts your confidence and makes it feel like I can achieve greater things. You start with baby steps and then you gradually go bigger and bigger, but you can't jump all the way to the top of a mountain. You have to gradually climb up, right? So that's kind of the idea. Okay.
Now, Mauricio Chirino. What do you think about competition and the spirit of Budo that said that competing feeds ego?
Yeah, it can feed your ego, but more importantly, I think it exposes your ego. If you already have a huge ego, it will come out when you're under pressure or under stress. Doesn't have to be competition. It can be when you're driving your car and somebody cuts you off in traffic and you start yelling, even though you're a black belt sensei, right? Competition is just one expression of a situation where you're under pressure, you have to perform, and everything is on the line. It's a pressure test. And I think pressure testing in general is a good thing because it teaches you who you are. It builds self-awareness because it's a test of your limits, right? So that's what I have to say about that topic.
And I think that competition is something that is going to exist for a long time. So we have to use it to our advantage and maybe not only thinking about winning or losing. I think that it's something more.
Yes.
Okay. More questions. So, some advice for new students of karate.
Yes. My number one advice for a new student is to find a good sensei and a good dojo, because the way you are taught karate from the beginning will influence the rest of your journey and your path and development. Because bad habits are really difficult to change. You want to develop good habits from day one. That means you need a sensei with a good eye for detail and technique. So I would search for a good dojo and a good sensei before I decide to jump in and start practicing seriously. It's actually easier to learn new habits than to change old habits.
Okay, yeah. And advice for teachers of karate.
To be a good teacher, you have to be a good student. I know many people who are rushing to start teaching when they don't have the humility required to be a student themselves. They love the idea of being leaders, of getting attention. And maybe it's a little bit of ego, or maybe it's money. I don't know. But they love standing in front of the class and going, "Ich, me, son," when everybody are following their orders. It feeds their ego, I think. I don't know, because I started out as a student myself. In my family's dojo, my parents were my teachers. And for many years, all I did was learn and learn and learn. And then eventually I grew into a teacher. I never decided to start teaching or to become a teacher. It organically happened as a gradual process of evolution. That's the way I think you become a better teacher, by starting as a student and then being forced to teach as a consequence of learning, because as they say, to teach is to learn twice. So it's a natural process of improving your own skills as a student. So that's what I would say. My best advice for a teacher is to start by being a learner and never stop learning. Because the art of coaching is something you can always improve.
And if it's a karate teacher, maybe going to some KNXs is going to be...
Yeah, exactly. Keep developing your skills even if you're a teacher. Like going to seminars, buying books, watching videos, cross-training. Go to another dojo, practice some, I don't know, jujutsu if you're a karate teacher. Everything that can help you become a better teacher is good.
Okay, so now... Toyama Karate Do, it's a very big organization in Mexico. And what do you think about Toyama Kankendai Shihan? Have you ever had the opportunity to study about him and the Shudokan?
Yes, I have not practiced physically any of the Shudokan teachings, but I have read a lot of stuff that Toyama Kanken wrote. And many of his writings resonate with me. I love the way he was thinking about karate and its evolution, particularly his idea that we shouldn't have all these divisions of styles, but we're all one and we should learn from each other. So yes, he's actually a very important historical figure in my own evolution as a karate nerd.
Excellent. How, friend Aro, how Olympic Games help karate in general?
Yeah, I think Olympic Games, they bring awareness. Even if your karate is not the same they're doing in the Olympics, to a regular person, it's just karate is karate. They just see the word and they think this is what it is. But that might give them some inspiration to start learning more. It's like the first step, like a gateway drug before they start doing heavier drugs. You start with some marijuana, and then you move on to the cocaine, that kind of idea. So when they see the Olympics on TV, oh, that's interesting. Oh, I want to learn more about that. So maybe they go online, they start looking at videos, they start reading magazines or going to your dojo and, hey, knock, knock, can I see, how is your karate? Can I learn? I saw it on TV. And you can then educate them about the different kinds of karate and so on. So I think it's a good idea, for awareness. to spread the knowledge that karate exists.
Yeah, and it's a free marketing for us.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
Again, Mauricio Chirino, what is your favorite karate movie? Do you like to be performing in a movie?
Okay. Oh, my favorite karate movie is Karate Kid. You know, the classic. Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off, paint the fence, you know, all of that. It's a classic, especially the philosophy. Okay.
Karate Kid was the reason because I train karate. So it's a very
really?
special for me. Yeah.
Good to hear.
Okay. Again, a friend Aro. How do you want to be remembered in karate? What is the legacy do you have to I think that we made that question already. So
yeah. Why are people talking about my death? It's 70 years away.
Okay.
A few more years.
And now something special. So,
okay.
What is your favorite part of karate? Well, because it's kata, fighting, drilling, I don't know, kobudo. What do you enjoy most right now? Right now, what is your favorite part of karate right now?
Right now, it's strange to say this, but actually strength training.
What?
Yeah, because, you know, and this changes depending on the seasons, because I'm a karate nerd, you know, I love to practice all the aspects of the art. Kumite, kobudo, self-defense, bunkai, kata, competition, traditional, I love it all. But right now, I am more focused on strength training because I noticed it was one of my weaknesses.
Okay.
So because the physique and the technique are two sides of the same coin, and they have to go hand in hand. And I was very obsessed about technique for a long time. Okay. So I reached a limit where my technique was dependent on my physique, but it was not good enough to push my technique. You understand? So I have to focus now more on improving my physical capacity so I could improve my technical expression. So right now, I've been working a little bit more on the physical side of karate. And the old masters in Japan and Okinawa, they always practiced this as well. They had many different strength training tools and exercises just to develop their physical side of the art as well.
Okay, amazing. I got a doubt. So a lot of karate great masters think about the words unify karate. Do you think that it is possible to make something like that?
No, I don't think it's possible, because karate consists of human beings, and human beings are tribal by nature. We did not evolve to get along. I don't think so. I think it's impossible even to hold a city or a country together. So how can we hold the whole karate world together? It's a nice utopia. I love the idea. It's beautiful. But do I think it's possible? No, I don't think so. I think we can always strive to get closer and closer to a unified karate world. We can strive to understand each other. We can have empathy and realize that there is a great diversity, and that's a good thing. The problem is when people think diversity is bad, when they treat karate like a religion, saying, my style is better than your style. That's the problem. I think different styles, different dojos and organizations can coexist, but it should be, under respectful terms with each other. That's the closest we will get, I think, just because of human nature.
Okay, I love that answer. And we have another question that I'm going to ask anyway. So how do you see karate in 20, 40, 70s, 100 years?
Oh, that's impossible to say. I generally don't try to predict the future because I always get it wrong.
Okay.
But in general, I can say that I think it will keep growing and keep evolving because time doesn't move backwards. Everything keeps going and growing and developing. So I think we will see more awareness and more better understanding of what we're actually doing.
Okay. What we have to do as teachers to make karate better, but a lot of people think that karate is a complete art, and I think that it has a lot of room to improvement. So, what do you think that karate is lack of? What do you think that we have to strive to make better in karate?
Well, it depends on what your goal is. So, for example, if you want to win the Olympics, then maybe you should study more sports science to learn better training methods that will help you achieve that goal. But if your purpose is self-defense, maybe you should study psychology to understand how fear and aggression and adrenaline works, for instance. So I think there's always room for improvement, and a lot of that improvement is outside of karate, but it can help your karate depending on what your goal is.
Okay. And I was thinking about all this with all of this pandemic and all that confinement and all this thing that kata, it's something that makes karate very unique and very practical to make with distance and even in I don't know, with videos. It's very easy to see some details, and we can make a lot of things that, for example, jujutsu can't make. So do you think that this situation will make kata a very more valuable tool for the development of, I don't know, martial arts?
Yeah, I think so, actually. I mean, it's funny that it took a pandemic for people to realize the value of kata, because solo practice is something that elite performers do in all fields, not just karate. If you look at tennis, the best in the world, they will practice their backhand and their forehand without their opponent or partner, just to perfect their technique. And in karate, when we try to perfect many different techniques in a row, suddenly we call it a kata. But it's nothing more than just refining different techniques in a specific order. And I think that's valuable no matter what you practice, not just karate. But of course, in karate, it's even more special because these techniques have a specific meaning when we talk about bunkai, of course, the practical application. So it makes even more sense that you should study kata.
Okay, here is Mauricio Chirino. Are you training another martial art? If you weren't a karateka, what martial art would you practice, or what sport?
I would probably practice MMA, I guess, because I love the diversity. This is why I love karate, because there are many different ways of doing it, and it contains a lot of width and depth. And I think the same is true for MMA because it is so unlimited in its scope. So I would probably go with that. And if it wasn't a martial art, maybe I would do CrossFit or something instead.
Okay. Talking about strength training, Jose Manuelino Costa, right now, what is your favorite strength exercise?
Wow, that's it's difficult. I never have one favorite, Again, I love diversity. I love variability, choosing between many different things and then trying to connect them all. It's like I never have one favorite kata, for instance. It's just not in my nature. So I cannot say that I have one specific exercise, but I love high intensity training. That's what I can say.
Okay, amazing. So this is a question that it's, I don't know, they do this question a lot, and you already make a bit about it, but come on, again, what do you think about karate as Olympic sport? Do you think that the marketing behind it will make people look more for the sport karate, like taekwondo's case?
Yeah, I think I basically covered that already. I think the marketing, that the exposure we get from the Olympics will be good overall for karate, even if you do traditional styles, because the regular person can't really tell the difference anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Where does Mr. Miyagi rank among your best karate masters? Is
Número uno.
Número uno. Okay. Have you considered that Daniel LaRusso is a real villain in Karate Kid 1?
Yes, I have seen that video.
Okay. So these were all my questions for you, but I had to give a lot of, I don't know how to say it, but to agradecerte mucho, to say thanks to you a lot, because you have a very limited time to make these kind of things, and it's not that easy to.
I appreciate it.
Okay, thanks. So, do you have something that you have to tell us about? I don't know, maybe some offers of your courses. What is going to be the next?
Not really. No, I can't. I mean, if people want to learn more, they can visit my website, karatebyjesse.com. And if they speak English, of course, unfortunately, nothing is in Spanish. So, they can check that out, watch my videos. And if they have any questions, just send me an email in English, please. And I will do my best to answer. I can't guarantee that I know the answer, but I will do my best.
Okay. I don't know. So your next KNX is going to be...
That's next year in Poland, but I think it's almost sold out. Maybe 2 or 3 spots left only.
Okay. Yeah. So that's all. Jesse, yes. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Gracias, amigo.
Hope to see you soon. And
I hope so too.
Maybe make you come to Mexico. We have to make something. So
let's do it.
Okay. Wait.
Okay.
Edgar Garcia Hernandez. How Jesse contact with his spiritual part through karate?
Ooh, I don't really know what spiritual means. That's a difficult word. So it's hard for me to answer. I think karate is a highly individual journey, and we should always in life, we should try to do what we love. And if that's not possible, then we should love what we do. And for me, that's what karate means in my life. And that's the spirit I try to embrace and share with others through my work. So that's the closest thing I can come to spirit or spiritualism, because otherwise, I don't know what to say.
Another one, sorry. How does it feel to be a karate nerd?
Oh, it feels amazing.
Yeah, I think so.
No, actually, it's a constant struggle, because there is so much to learn and there is so little time.
Yeah, I know.
And never enough.
Joshua Cruz, how long take you to be an influencer of karate?
Well, I can say that I started my website, my blog, in 2008. So over a decade, I have been doing my work in public. So let's say 10 years.
Okay. I got a lot of questions, but I think that this is done for now. So I have to make you come to Mexico, so that's another thing. But
look, I can give you a promise right now that I will come. The question is when.
Okay.
We will figure it out. Yes. 1
or 2 years, but maybe actually next year. I don't know, but
that's possible.
We're going to talk about that later.
Yes.
So Okay. Maybe just one. Sorry again.
Okay.
For the third time, last question.
All right, here we go. Last one.
What have you sacrificed to be where you are right now? What is the the biggest sacrifice in your life?
Oh, my sacrifice has been a regular life or a normal life, the expected life. Just like 99% of regular people, they have their wife, they go to their job, and they watch their TV, and they're very comfortable, right? And that's always interesting to know what that would be like. And actually, maybe it's not a sacrifice. Maybe I should call it an investment. I invested in a different kind of life for many years. That meant I didn't go to parties like regular people. I went to a karate seminar and spent my weekend in a dojo instead. You know, these kinds of things that karate nerds do that are seen as strange by regular people. So maybe I shouldn't call it a sacrifice, but more of an investment. And I guess that's the way I should look at it. But yeah, just the idea of having a normal life. That would sometimes be interesting to find out. Maybe I should make a video about that.
Okay, and what is your biggest satisfaction in karate? I don't know what exactly means, but
I guess my biggest satisfaction is that I'm able to do what I love. That's it.
Amazing. And you are a very big influence, positive influence in karate. And if I don't know, we're going to see
I
each other soon, but
hope so.
For now, thanks a lot.
Muchas gracias.
Adiós.
It was my pleasure.
Muchísimas gracias.
Arigato gozaimashita.
Arigato gozaimasu.